we're singing about, and then there's the music as well. The lyrics are very often not appropriate. Either they're connected to Avodah Zarah, but mostly they're connected to Gilui Arayos. And it causes a person to have Machshavas Zaros, and that's a problem of Kol Isha, and so on. So the lyrics itself often is a problem. But let's say we're talking about a man singing and not about the Yom of Gilui Arayos. So the other issue is, music bichlal has a very strong power. Music has a power to connect a deeper part of a person. If you're in a bad mood and you listen to music, it could make you in a better mood. If you're in a good mood and listen to certain music, it can make you more agitated. Music has a power to connect to your soul in a way which words cannot. Music is connecting to your nefesh. Where is the music coming from? So in order to compose music, you can't just use your mouth and just say words. When you're composing music, you're also using your own nefesh. So what happens is, so when someone composes a song, his soul is going into the music that he's making, and then when you sing that song or listen to that song, now his nefesh is connecting to your nefesh. It's a deeper part of him connecting to a deeper part of you. So therefore, if the person that created the music is a goy, and it says in Tanya, goyim come from klipas atmeis, so he's now shearing from his deeper self, which is klipa, and he's putting that in his music. When you listen to that music, you're now taking klipas atmeis upon yourself into your own nefesh too. So now you're getting inspired. Sometimes some people, they feel they listen to music and they really get inspired in a positive way. But that inspiration is coming from klipas atmeis, and that's why it's treif. That's why it's a problem. And by the way, I mentioned before about the Isser of not going in the goyim, in the ways of the goyim. So some poskim, it's not in Shulchan Aruch, but some of the poskim say that the Isser of going in the goyim's ways includes not to listen to non-Jewish music as well. So they say it's mamash halach in Shulchan Aruch. But that many poskim do not say so. Many poskim say that it's not included in the Isser. But mitzad the pnimiyas ha'inyan, it's definitely wrong. It's a problem that your nefesh is connecting to someone else's nefesh, which is klipas atmeis. And besides the lyrics part, which obviously a lot of times can be other problems too. Like I said, there's a lot more to talk about it. Once I read a whole study that I read about the mice. Anybody remembers that one? The mice, yeah, remembers everything. That's also another thing. Come a different time, we'll talk about that too. Why can't you trim your beard? So first of all, to be clear, that if you're a Lubavitcher, it's also to trim your beard. If you're not a Lubavitcher, and you have other Rabbonim, it might be mutter 100%. Why is that? Because it's a machlokes in Shulchan Aruch. There's a machlokes in Shulchan Aruch itself. It says that it's patur of a mutter, it's permitted to trim your beard. That's what it says in clear Shulchan Aruch. However, as Lubavitcher Chassidim, we have our Rabbonim, and the Tzemach Tzedek is our Rav. And the Tzemach Tzedek paskin that it's also. He has a very long tshuva, many pages, with a lot of small letters, and there's a letter of the Rebbe explaining even more details about that letter. And in short, what the Tzemach Tzedek said is that it's an isur of layilbash gever simlas isha. When a man dresses up like a woman, it's forbidden. And trimming your beard has an element of trying to be like a woman when a person is trying to beautify himself in a certain kind of way. So whenever I say this, Bachram wonders, so what does that mean? If I'm putting on nice clothes, it's also Yisrael Leibash Gavra Simlas Isha. So obviously you have to learn the Tzemach Tzedek, learn the whole Arichas, all the back and forth about it. But with besides the Pilpulim, the Pilpulim aside, we have to realize that we have, when it comes to halacha, you have to have your own Rav. And whatever your Rav paskins, that for you becomes 100% halacha. So Memela as Lubavitcher Chassidim, so for us the Tzemach Tzedek is our Rav, our person, and therefore for us it becomes Asur, it's completely forbidden, there's no heter to trim your beard. For other Fruma Yidden, by them they have other Rabbanim, so for them it's mutter, it's nothing wrong. And I don't think this is true, but I heard a rumor that the Frierdiker Rebbe, let me just say it differently, the way I know it. The Frierdiker Rebbe said, there's a letter clear that he writes to Chassidim about eating shchita from people that shave their beards. So the Frierdiker Rebbe said, if these people are from Ashkenaz, and it's Medina of Ashkenaz, it was 100% mutter. So therefore, yes, they're Yirei Shamayim. Because these people, their Rabbanim say it's mutter. They're not doing anything wrong. However, if it's a Lubavitcher that trims his beard, he's going against his Rabbanim. So then he's not Yirei Shamayim anymore. So as Lubavitcher Chassidim, the answer for us is, our Rav says it's Asur, so for us it's Asur. So someone says, I want to become an Lubavitcher and to shave my beard. Well, I don't know if that's possible or not, but as long as you're Lubavitcher Bacher, especially if you're in Lubavitcher Yeshiva, learning the Rebbe's Yeshivas, and definitely the Isser remains that for you it's also to touch your beard, because it's a Tzedek paskin that is forbidden. How do I get involved in Torah and mitzvahs and being a Chassidish Bacher? I just want to watch Netflix all day, but I know that Torah and mitzvahs is the truth. That's not funny. It's really everyone. It's not just one book. Everyone has the same question. By some Baruch it's Netflix, by other Baruch it's other types, but everyone has the same problem. Everyone has Yetzer Hara. Now this Baruch is writing that he knows that Torah Mitzvahs is the truth. That's a very big plus that he has. There are Baruch that are confused if it's the truth or not. But if you know that it's the truth, and it's just the Yetzer Hara that you have, so really, it's really a personalized kind of answer, but there's a few general things. The first general rule is that you must have Kabbalah Soil. And then there's letters of the Rebbe, which the Rebbe talks about this to many people, that they should learn the beginning of Perek Mem Aleph and Tanya. There's the beginning of Perek Mem Aleph, which on the bottom of the page says the famous, what we have from part of the 12 Sukkim, V'hinei Hashem nitzav alav v'lo yichol aretz k'vodei, mabit alav v'lechem k'lei solev. What's next? The Rebbe told many people, if they have challenges in keeping Yiddishkeit, to think about the beginning of Perek Mem Aleph. Some people, the Rebbe said in the morning, some people said at night, some people just have it in your pocket and look at it all the time. But that's one of the suggestions the Rebbe said. I can't say, sometimes I start thinking Kabbalah Soil, but it's really too inyon. This is a suggestion. You have with yourself you learn these lines Baal Peh, and you have them with you, and you think about them every morning and every night. Now, many Bachrim, many camps, they give out these laminated papers, and I see Bachrim before davening. They read the papers. It's beautiful. It's very, very nice. But you need a bit more than that. First of all, you should probably get it in English, and second of all, you should stop to think and not just read the words. Stop to think and imagine that Hashem is actually standing right now and looking at me and checking out what I'm doing. And that knowledge and that awareness can help in a lot of inyan. And it can be done, like I said, in the morning and at night and any other time throughout the day. In addition to this plain Kabbalah Soil is without any cheshbonis. I think Hashem is watching over me, just a symbol, Hashem said, and that's it. But that's a lot harder for people to fill, but that's another thing. Another very important thing is when it comes to Netflix, obviously there has to be a device for Netflix, whatever, it's a computer or it's a phone, so the solution for that, is to get a filter. So I know most Bachrim have filters, but we know that there are Bachrim that might have phones that are not reported, they have filters and don't have filters on them. So you should know that those Bachrim, besides the fact that you're hurting yourself, you're hurting other people also for many reasons, especially when a Bachar gives it out to somebody, so this Bachar that's complaining, obviously he wants to be in a better place. So first of all, if you have an illegal phone, go to one of the Shluchim or one of the whoever you're comfortable with and give it in. And in addition to that, you have to make a achlata, which Ma'irav told me, that there has to be an Isur Yichud with the internet. You should never be alone with the internet. Meaning, if you have access, which is unrestricted, you have to either have what's called a web cover, where someone is overwatching, so that someone gets reports of what you're doing, or b'parallel, you're always someone else is in the room when you're going on the device. So that could be another suggestion about that. But obviously, the ideal is to not have any kind of shaykhs to these inyanim. That's the best thing possible. The Bachar has no phone or no devices, that he'll be masliach, and all inyanim a lot more. Another suggested idea for such a Bachar that's complaining is to have a mashpia that you talk to on a once-a-week basis, or once in 2 weeks. Many people in the Welt, they have what's called coaches. You have therapists and you have coaches. A therapist, I was once asking somebody, how do you explain the difference between a therapist and a coach? So he explained to me that a therapist is to make a dysfunctional person functional, and a coach is to make a functional person optimal. What's pshat? There are people that are dysfunctional because they have depression or anxieties or whatever challenges they might have. They can't function like normal people. So they have to be some kind of doctor to help them become regular people. But then you have normal people. They're not optimal. They're not utilizing all their inyan. And maybe you go to a coach, a life coach, which is a whole question if it's certified or not certified. What's the status of it? But a life coach, the way I understand, is basically a mashpia with a little bit of training. And the Mela, what it does is, when you have a life coach, somebody you talk to, the person guides you and helps you become who you can really become without any special medicine or any special kind of skills. So the Mela, if you have a mashpia that you talk to, if you speak to him once a week, and every week you have to report to him, it makes it easier to not do avidus throughout the week, because you don't have to report to him every week. You have to tell him what happened. And the Mela, that can be another suggestion how to overcome the Yetzer Hara of Netflix or any other Yetzer Haras you have as well. Why do we need a Rebbe? So for this also there's many answers, but the basic answer is in Perek Beis of Tanya. In Perek Beis of Tanya, the Alter Rebbe explains that the Eibishter, when he created the world, so he gave us neshamas, that some of us, our neshamas are very lowly, that we don't feel any kind of inspiration. We don't feel any connection to Hashem. So the Eibishter created some tzaddikim, some Rebbes, that their neshamas are holy neshamas that even in this world they feel the connection to the Eibishter, and Mamela they can guide us and direct us that even though we don't feel the connection, we will be able to do what Hashem wants and eventually feel a connection. So the Rebbe is basically what the words of says in Chazal, Isha Likim Mamutza. These are in between person that helps us connect to the Eibishter. That's why we need a Rebbe. And also the Rebbe gives brachas to people all the time and the miracles. I just read a story this morning about the Alter Rebbe. There was one time a Chassid the Alter Rebbe, he had a business deal with some kind of Russian official. That guy was very, very powerful. And so they were doing business, it was going well, but then afterwards he got upset, he got into a bad mood, and mainly decided he's going to make this Yitzaris. And at those times, this Russian official, no one could stop him. He could basically do whatever he wants. Ad Kadei, with one of land, he could even kill him also. And this Chassid got very scared. So he went to the Alter Rebbe. He went to the Alter Rebbe, and the Alter Rebbe was reading a Haftarah. I forget the whole pasuk, but the end of the pasuk is Aye Chamas Hametzik. Where is the anger of the one that's making the tzaros? Where is it? So the Alter Rebbe said the pasuk, and the Chassid didn't understand what the Alter Rebbe is saying. So when the Alter Rebbe finished saying the pasuk, he started saying a story. The Alter Rebbe started reading the pasuk a second time, and a third time, and then the Chassid realized that he's probably talking to me. So then when he went home, he found out that the guy died. So where is the anger of the person making tzaros? The guy's not here. So sometimes tzaddikim are there just to help us begashmias also. The tzaddik is there to make sure our lives are better. Begashmias u'beruchnis. He's here to help us serve Hashem better. We should have no distractions or begashmias, and he gives us guidance. Now the Rebbe specifically is the Nasi Yisrael. So the Rebbe, when he gives guidance, there's Hairois Klolius and Hairois Protius. There's Hairois where the Rebbe says for Klal Yisrael of our generation, and there's individual lessons where people get from there. The Rebbe says in an individual kind of way. So in our generation, the Rebbe's general Hairois is learning Chitas and Rambam and the Miftzoim and a few many other things the Rebbe spoke about. So if you follow the Rebbe's guidance in our generation, that's your way of getting closer to the Eibishter. But in short, why do you need a Rebbe? To develop your connection with Hashem.